Hi there, and welcome to Story Time with Uncle Bill. And today's story is going to be the year 2007. It was if it was any, you could be the judge. It was probably one of the craziest, coolest. It was, so it starts off, I had just got back from doing the work at Katrina. Those stories are coming. But I had a bunch of stuff, a bunch of really cool things, and I didn't have nowhere to go. And my Uncle Tony, he had this trailer that he just lived in. It was somebody else's trailer. It was abandoned for the most part, and he had been living there a while. He actually got electricity by running a wire up to the wires. For years we used to change the box out, the cap, and but I never seen the hot wire up top thing. I didn't even really know that was possible. But that's how he had power, and he didn't have no water. He would go and get buckets for the toilet and drinking water and stuff, and he's very primitive, very primitive. So I had to stash my stuff over there, and I had done this twice before. It wasn't probably the smartest thing I'd ever done, because those other two times he sold a lot of my stuff for one drug or another. And I was pretty mad both times, and I was really hoping I could find something to fast. And I was sure of it too. I was really sure of it. And part two of this is my brother's wife was in the Coast Guard, and every time I seen her, I'd be like, "Yeah, hook me up with one of your Coast Guard buddies. Hook me up with one of your Coast Guard buddies." And she'd be like, "Yeah, probably blowing me off." And well, it had to be my brother to call, but they was like, "Yo, at the same time now, we got this girl you'd probably be interested in. She's hot, redhead, big old rubies. She just had a kid. The man ain't in the picture. She just came over from the West Coast. She don't even know nobody here." And I was like, "Bet, I'll take a shot at that anytime." And so they had all came over to my mama's house. She was hot. Baby was cool. She did something cool. She changed the diaper, a shitty diaper, and I was talking to her laying on my stomach, and she threw the diaper and it landed right here, and that's a damn shitty way to get things going. And but that's how it got going. And we ended up talking for a while, and she was like, "Yeah, I stay in the same complex, Slocum Village, that your brother and his wife stay at." And I was like, "Oh yeah, that's what's up." She's like, "You want to come over?" And I was like, "Yeah, I bet." So we drove to her house, and it was nice, and military housing, and I think we messed around or something. We didn't have sex that first night, and she had to go to work, so I said, "I can babysit you." She's like, "Oh, okay, cool." And so me and the little dude hung out, and I think I just basically ended up staying. I went to go get my stuff at my Uncle Tony's house. Same thing. It's gone. Nice stuff, people. Well, I had got some money, and I was like, we need people, when you trade your stuff for drugs, it's gone. It's just gone. And I had planned on opening an eBay business and selling this stuff, and it was gone. So I'm in this relationship, nothing. I got 2 totes of clothes. On like a box of Transformers. I'm surprised he didn't sell. He probably thought they were just toys. I made a lot of money off of those. He was stupid. But the stuff he got, man, he got me. He got me again. Yeah. And I ain't got no job. I ain't got no car. I ain't hitting on shit. But she's in the Coast Guard. The housing was free, so it was electric and water, so you don't have to pay for anything. So that was cool. And so she had asked me if I would just babysit. I could just babysit. You know, I became boyfriend and girlfriend after like a week or 2 weeks or something like that. And I was like, hell yeah. So this is like in March of 2007. And so maybe like April. So April 13th is my birthday. And she got me a bunch of fish and stuff, like $100 worth of fish and stuff. And come to find out she really had the money to do that. So we took it back, got groceries and shit. And man, she was cool, man. And she found out she got pregnant. And see, I had did 5 years in federal prison and was really in tune with myself. I would turn 30. And she was younger, so she just had a lot more. She had a lot more to go, and I'm a real honest dude, man. And one of the things I tell you, I don't like to be provoked. If you, cause I'm quick to react. I'm gonna get all up in your face. I'm gonna want to fight you. I just don't like to be provoked. And when you provoke somebody and they come at you like a monster, and they tell you, I'm telling you, the monster's coming. Don't do that. I thought I had built some techniques and stuff by communication, and the problem with communication sometimes is that you even think it's happening. I could talk to you and say, I'll keep coming up with different ways to try to get my point across until I feel like you got it completely, because it's important. Like I listen, I really listen, and you have to often wonder, sometimes people do, because if you're doing something I asked you not to do, what do you think I'm going to do? Because I don't do that. Once you tell me you don't like something, you got to do something really bad for me to go and want to do that. That's what you want to do, is make me mad. And you know I told you if you make me mad, I'm going to kick your ass. I mean, it's just, and it's wrong, people. I ain't saying that that's wrong or condoning it, but I think it's fair, because it's going to happen. I can't stop myself. I try. Every now and again I get to like a walk away, or I'll come up with some clever way to sort of don't do something. But I think everything starts with communication, and I'm telling you, I don't like to be provoked. I don't care who you are. I'm not provoking you. Once you provoke me, I'm going to tell you about me continuously. I'm going to tell you about me, because I care about you and I care about my freedom. And if you care about yourself, I'm telling you, I don't like this. There's a lot of things I like that you can do, and everything. Like, if you tell me you like things, I'm going to figure out ways to do those things. And if you tell me you don't like something, I'm going to do everything I can to avoid that shit, because I don't want you anything other than happy. And we can talk anything out. You got to be able to talk shit out. You know? So, man. So it was a good time, people, and you know, having a baby and being pregnant, and sometimes you'd have to work this overnight shift, guard duty, and I got insecure about some shit, and I made a bunch of threats, and it was stupid. And apparently she told him, and they called me in there, and they was like, yo, you put your hands on her, we'll have the Coast Guard come on you, you'll go to jail, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah. All right, that's what's up. So, no, that came later. So, she came home one day, and she was like, look, you got to go, they're going to arrest me. And I was like, okay. So I left, and The plan was I was going to go and stay at my brother's house, which is like right down the road. It was a rock's throw away. That would be the first time I rode a motorcycle, and this is how fast that story is. I got on, and the neighborhoods, like, they're packed on top of each other. There's cars everywhere. And I hit the gas, went forward, thought I was going to hit the car, hit the brake, jerked it bad. My brother was, don't drop the bike. I had hit the gas tank with my doo-wobbies and knocked the air out of it. It was horrible, and I didn't even go. I went the length of a car. That was my first motorcycle experience, and I held it up long enough for him to get it and stuff, and it hurt for like 3 or 4 days. It wasn't cool. It was really rough. That I wish that didn't happen. And yeah, so they said I had to leave, and then like 2 weeks later, I didn't stay there. I ended up staying in the car, and I had told my brother that I didn't never really have any intentions. I just told him I was going to stay there, and if anybody had asked, say that they did. And then when the Coast Guard asked if they did, his wife said no, and so it made it look like her being a liar, and so they was going to throw her in jail for disobeying a direct order. And so we got married May 31st, 2007. Because we were going to get married in like June anyway. So she wouldn't get in trouble. Because she really wasn't doing anything wrong. Is that would have helped things. Because the reason why I had to leave, other than the threat, was because she was in military housing. I wasn't on the lease, and the only way I could get on the lease was she had to be married. So we just solved the lease thing by getting married. So we got married. My mom and stepdad and my next door neighbor was the witnesses, and that also sucked because we saw Scary Mary, and it's just one of the few people on earth. Like, if you ever couldn't stand being around somebody, it would be that person. It was a full moon. It was so much going on. And then it was like the next day or next to the Coast Guard. It's like, yeah, congratulations. Try it. And I was like, I'm gung ho. When you start threatening and shit, I want to see what you about. I know this woman was talking about somebody other than her, but I mean, if you're gonna talk tough, you got to show me you are tough. I'm not into that talking shit, especially if you're talking about being tougher than me, like you're gonna do something about it. That just man gets me, and I'll tell you a story that has kid. You know, it's all kid shit, but that's how I am. So the next thing was family softball day, and I'm big into sports. Huge Cub fan. Shout out to every Cub that ever played in Chicago. I've been a Cub fan since '87. Ryan Sandberg, Greg Maddux, Andre Dawson, Sean Dunston, Mark Grace. Those are my old guys. Shout out to Chris Bryant, Anthony Rizzo, Javier Baez, David Ross, Chapman, the whole 2016 Chicago Cubs. Boy, yeah, y'all had me on the ropes. I was a big sports fan, but I'm just a Cubs fan, WGN. And I go out there and I'm ready to go, man. I'm in one of the best shapes of my whole life, and got picked last. I mean, like dead last. I'm about 5'10", 225. Solid now. I'm solid. No, I'm about to do some damage out there too. I ain't even worried about it. Play first base. Get all the way down to the balls. When we get the ball, get it close. That's all I have to get it close. Just get it close. Now, I ain't got to, can't get all the way. I can jump, but I can't, you're six, if you're just longer, you're longer. But I compete. I go out there and get picked last, and then I went like 4 for 4. a bunch of RBIs, a couple doubles. Then I get picked first each time. I think it was 3 games, and like I had the. This is actually the last softball game I would ever play too. So before I would get shot the next year, and I haven't played since. But it's the last of that. And I wanted to say the bases are loaded. Maybe somebody even out there's got the scorecard. 2007 family picnic. It was in June. But it was either first or second or bases loaded, and there's 2 outs. And they had 6 outfielders. It was just a bunch of people. And they were playing me relatively shallow, and I was just hitting line drive rockets. I wasn't hitting no bombs or anything. They had a good picture. Everybody knows it was just a fun time. It was a really fun time. My brother was out there too because his wife was in the Coast Guard. Matter of fact, his wife and because it was a family. Yeah, it was a great time. But last at bat, so I'm up there, and I always wait. I watch the first pitch. If it's a perfect pitch, I just watch it. So, and it was perfect. It was my pitch, and I watched it. And me and the pitcher, we done played 3 games together. And I was like, no, do that one more time, I'll end this game. And because he's gonna end the game anyway. If he gets an out, they win. And it's if I score, we win. I mean, it's the perfect thing. However, it is if it's like 5-8. If I score, we win. So or I could do it. It wouldn't have ended it, if I got on base, somebody else behind me. But I'm trying to end this. I'm really trying to end this. So I tell the dude, come on one more time. And he's like, I'm gonna give it to you now. And he does. And I hit the hell out of this ball. And I hit it hard. I thought I hit it out of the park. But I'm running. I just got my head down. I made up my mind. I'm just gonna try to score on this. And so I'm headed to first, and I can see the people running. And after I get around first, I look. And I see the ball, everybody, all 6 of them were running back after the ball, and it's like a line drive, and hits off the top of a metal fence, and I mean, like a rocket comes back, and they had ran past the ball. All the outfielders ran past the ball. That's how fast it had came back. They were running real fast that way, and the ball came back. And I was touching second base at the same time, and I was going. I was like, I really thought I could have this. And I seen that 1 player cross home plate, 2 player cross plate. I'm flying and I'm coming around third, and I'm digging too. I'm really digging. And I turn around and look, and the damn shortstop got the ball and firing. I mean, gunning. And I was like, oh shit. And they had a girl catcher. I'm going to do it. My friends will tell you I don't have no mercy on anybody. When it comes to sports, I'm not gonna let you win. If you're 6 months old and we playing basketball and you try to shoot a shot, I'm gonna reject it. I'm gonna scream. I'm gonna pound my chest. I'm gonna brag about it later on. Like, yo man, I was playing basketball with this 6-year-old, and I swear that's how I do it. You're not gonna get no win. You have to earn it. I had to earn it. You have to earn it. You're not gonna brag about winning nothing from me. And unfortunately, this girl picked the wrong day to play catcher. Luckily for her, the shortstop got excited and threw it high, and I slid underneath it. Game over. Crowd went wild. I went running up the fence, and last softball game. So if you ever got to go out, that's how you go out. Well, come July, and there were certain little things. We had a fight, and we were fighting, and she was like, "Oh, you need to leave." So I didn't have no car on me, and so I just took her car. I was like, "We married. You're not gonna steal in your car. Take your car for a ride." And I know I was trying to go there and shit, but she called 911 on me. They came out there. I think she kept trying to keep me from going. I was like, come on, back up. But they came out there, and they didn't press no charges. Nobody hit me or anything. But that was like another red flag. It was all these red flags and everything. And I knew it was happening. I had made some I talked to her, and she just had a lot of fire in her. And I'm not a fiery person. My kind of fire is bad anger, and you're not gonna be able to deal with it. So I got this job right in the neighborhood, and they were behind. I can't remember the name of the company, but they're a big time company, and they was paying big time money, and they needed big time hours, because in the when you do military construction, if you don't know, you got to complete things by a deadline. And if you don't complete it by a deadline, they start charging you. Like, you got to pay them money because you didn't complete their building, and then they got to come out. And there's always inspections going on, and they was behind and already paying, and like the end wasn't even close. So they really had to have people and get this stuff done. And I got hired on, and man, it was awesome. It was good work, and it was right there. Like, I literally only had to walk a quarter mile, and I was there. And it was like from 6 to 6, or it was 12-hour days. It was perfect, good money, man. And like the third day there, I shot I smoked weed all the way up there, and she didn't want me smoking weed anymore, and it was kind of messed up. But I had quit. It was a good thing I had quit, because third day there, I shot a nail in my finger. Coming down the ladder is how I felt it, and I'm like, damn, I got a nail in my finger. And they tried to take a picture, but the safety officer came in, and he wouldn't let me do it. And come to find out, they just pulled it out. It wasn't even a big deal. By the time I got home, it had closed up. You can't even see no scars. It was a cool story, but it was a short story. So that's why all 2007. It's a bunch of little stories that are pretty cool. So they put me in different places, and where they ended up putting me was with this dude, and he had this great big drill, man, and they put the hole down. And the hole down is a screw, bolts, and braces that hold your house to the foundation to keep it from blowing away from tornadoes, hurricanes, or floods. They're rated, and these had to be strong because they were military. And he was doing stuff a little wrong. He was really slow, and then I came in and I started wiping stuff out real fast, and they caught on, and they was like, "Yo, man, we got and they had 2 projects going on, and I really, if I had to go to the other one, I had to make arrangements and stuff. So I was really trying to stay on to this one. So I was trying to prove myself, and I did, and they shipped him off, and so I had some pool now. And I got a raise, and things are going great. And this was like 3 weeks. This ain't a long time, people. I was getting paid fast. And some storms were coming in, and they were bad, man. I mean, horrible. Torrential rains and bad lightning. And lightning's always been like 5 or 6 times in my life people came out to see if I was dead. Well, I mean, just right here. You could smell it. So close, and I did like storms, and maybe I'm flirted with getting struck by lightning, but or I'd be out with a damn tiller tilling the garden. Hated that. It ain't even something I wanted to do, but as a kid I had to, and the lightning just ain't a wonder ain't dead. Or being in a damn boat, the storm coming in, it's nerve wracking, and it's always been there, and it was one of the times I had that sixth sense feelings, and I've had it a few times, and I was right about it every time. And so before it happened, I had told the boss, I was like, look, man, I don't mind working in anything, doing anything, but I don't work in lightning. It's too dangerous. And let me paint a picture for you. These houses had the frames up, the siding up, but they didn't have any sheetrock, and all the electrical wiring was run, but there wasn't no covers, and they wasn't hooked up. It was just exposed wires. The big power that charges up the box that charges up your house wasn't hooked up to any of them. So you could just have the wires because there wasn't no need to worry about getting shot. They wasn't charged. So you can see all throughout the house because you have to have the studs. That's what we were anchored down to was the studs. So there can't be no sheetrock. So I was in, so there's no electricity. So we had these big generators. I mean, big generators. They got 4 car tires on them. I mean, they're huge people. They're huge, big military generators. And that's how we power stuff. And I told him I ain't working in the lightning. Not hell no. When I deemed, because I had 2 dudes that worked with me, Tony Reeves and Deshaun Berry. If you see this or you know them and you could get a hold of them, they'll verify the story. They was there. And these dudes, 2 black dudes, love them to death. Man, sometimes they would show up drunk and shit. And I always had a book bag on me that was full of food. And like playing cards, because you know we got breaks and stuff, and we can shoot the shit and stuff. And I mean a lot of food, and you know I let them take naps and stuff. And just do what you got to do and come back, and you know would come back and bust ass for me. We was cool like that, you know. And I told the boss I'll log out what time we stop working, what time we start, and all that, and you won't have to pay us, but I ain't working. If you come in the house and it's storming outside, expect to see me and my 2 dudes playing cards, taking a nap, playing with us, whatever we doing other than working for your company. That ain't gonna happen with no lightning. And he was like, oh, okay, you're gonna do the best you can. You know, you can't really tell us not to work, but he can't make us work neither. So he was trying to be professional. And I went to lunch. And I had met my man the day before. Relationship was going south, and I got some bud. I got some reefer, and I was smoking it. And my heart sunk. I'm getting struck by lightning. And I had called my wife. I call her every day at lunch. I was eating a can of Chef Boyardee raviolis out of can, smoking at them. I was smoking a joint or something, and I was like, man, I just can't shake this feeling. I'm about to get struck by lightning. She was like, well, why don't you just stay home? The hell with it, you know. I make enough money. You can miss a day or. If you had to leave because you didn't want to work in a storm, that's fine. And I was like, nah. It's just like every other dumbass time man, it's just supposed to happen. Cause I got the feeling, but I mean, what the hell's the odds, you know? Not that good. So I got off the phone with her. It still won't go away. I'm taking 10 deep breaths and concentrating on anything other than this shit, and it won't go away. So this storm clouds is coming in, and I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and hurry up and get there before it starts to rain. I didn't make it. I think I had to use the bathroom or something, or I left my helmet. I had to go back, and it was stupid, and it was raining, and I'm running, and I made it to a house. I'm soaking wet, and then start jumping house. These houses ain't that far. If you've ever been to Slugger Village, they're not that far apart. And so I get to my building, and I hear the generator on, and I cut it off. He just flipped the switch, and it's people. I mean, it's bad. It's raining so hard that because it's a new development, that the dirt is running off into the street. I mean, it's raining hard. People have lightning everywhere. Boom, 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 thunder, bam, bad. I mean, like it's not. It doesn't seem like that's normal. And I've never seen it like this again. Really, it is bad. So I had turned it off and got in, and I was like, phew. And we was in a cul-de-sac. We was at the neck of the cul-de-sac, right before Bubbles Out, in a quadplex. And so when I walked into the garage is closed in, and then you come up into like a little laundry room. And Deshaun, he was down in the laundry room, and he was tightening bolts. And Reeves was in. I see Reeves coming out to me, and he was like, "Yo, can I borrow your phone?" And I was like, "Yeah, but if you're gonna borrow the phone, go in the middle." I mean, it's coming, people. It's humming. And I look, and when you walk up this thing, there's this little window, and I look, and the way you could tell if a nut isn't all the way on the bolt when you see a space between the nut and the wood. And I was like, damn, y'all got to do a better job than that. When the inspector comes in, he sees that we failed. He don't even go through the whole house. If you can't get the first, and it's basically the first one, might be the third one, because there's some in the garage. But when you walk up in that area, that was like the first or second one you inspect. You failed already, man. Come on, guys. Well, I go down and I tighten this bolt, and the world went black. I mean, it was boom. And I think I had my eyes open. I don't know. And I don't know how long this time went, but my eyes opened, and I saw lightning shoot out my foot and my finger. I mean, I was like, oh, well, I didn't do anything, because I was looking down, and I was shaking really bad. And I didn't see, and it kind of occurred to me that I got struck by lightning. But how do you know if you get struck by lightning or not? And I didn't know that experience. And but I don't see Deshaun, and I know he was down there. So, and I think I'm yelling, and I don't even know. David had to tell you, because I'm really confused, because there was this blackness, but it was conscious and confusion. And when I opened up my eyes, that went away, but that feeling was still there, and my body ain't, it's like it's disassociated. I can't, the only thing I could do is see it moving. The only time I ever seen it was when I had hit my temple, and that's another story. So what brought me to was down, Reed was down, yo, he was on the phone trying to call somebody like 911 or something. And I grabbed my phone and shut it, and I was like, oh, no, hell no. Because to me, I was all right, and I had smoked that weed, and I didn't want them to take no drug test. And then I seen Deshaun, he had ran around, because he had seen what happened, and he would have to tell you what he did. But he came around, so I seen them two were all right. And then I found my voice, and I was like, look, man, I killed y'all. Because I was making like at least bringing home $1,000 a week. And that was just way too good money.